The future home of Super Bowl 56. There's a look at SoFi Stadium just south of downtown Los Angeles. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Chargers. Men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And we are underway in Southern California. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. His first carry. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And right away, he lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. And that one coming on his opening carry of the season. Do you give him a mulligan?
You would like to, but this game counts. If this were preseason, he'd get a mulligan. But this is for real, so not expecting that at all. Got to find a way to take care of it. I'm sure he'll get other opportunities.
Opening minute, and already a trip to the... Now Herbert following the turnover. Flushed out right. And he's left.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
On 2nd and 10, Herbert trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the Bears are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll start with the option. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Chicago! So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
I think defensively, when you look at a play like that, that's when everyone looks at their teammates and starts shaking their heads a little bit, because now you're wondering, what are we in for? Playability that he possesses, and he winds up taking one to the house in the very first quarter. That was a tremendous run.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Herbert. And this will be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
2nd and 10. Now it's Herbert. He'll buy some time right. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. And they do finally get him at the 12. A big play there for L.A. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Bilal Nichols in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Dancing to his left. He's to the 10. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Justin Herbert, a 23-yard run. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Hopkins with the extra point. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Fields now to throw. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now on 2nd and 13. Herbert eluding the pressure right. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that gonna be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's what you're gonna need to do against those big receivers. You gotta get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 14-7.
14. Bears 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Fields. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Divine Diablo. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And this one is incomplete.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Herbert. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that's gonna be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Herbert. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So put 3 on the board. A little bit of a hook on the driver that time. Looked a little bit like you, Charles, over on the 8th at Windermere.
You know me too well, partner. Except that he got his to hit a tree and kick back into the fairway.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Well, Fletcher Cox, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and another sack to his ledger there.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Second and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up first and goal at the 5. It's such a costly interception, nearly a pick six, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes...
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. A great effort there. Making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Chargers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick six territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the third row.
Fields going to keep it once more. He pitches it. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on third. From the gun, here's Fields. Flushed out right. He'll have a first down past the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Flush to his right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by Rocky Sin. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back.
Touchdown, LA! Tyler Lockett, 43 yards. And the Chargers continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point good by Hopkins. And a rout is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. the Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That one unable to develop. Never got going. Of a couple, and it's second down. Now it's Hines. Will be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down. Fields. Eluding the pressure right. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Second time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
Escaping the pressure right. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a first down. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. When they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone.
And it'll be a touchback as Tyler Lockett says, I'm not going to return this one.
The Charger drive about to get going. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum. Just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Herbert. Flushed out right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Here comes Grant on the return. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Bears take over.
30-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now Fields. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And picked up by the Chargers. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Second and 10. Here's Herbert once more. Flush to his right. Man open. That's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. They'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. And again, Herbert buying time to his left. And this will be caught in the end zone for the Chargers touchdown. A great play there. Now with his third touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turn. Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on second and long. Fields going to keep it running right. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Throwing on third down, Fields. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hines. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A shotgun snap, Fields. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Divine Diablo.
That pick six extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that will extend this big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25.
And they take a knee. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
It's a new season, so both of these coaches are likely making plenty of adjustments after their first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in week one, we go back to Brandon in charge.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Well, certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, we don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's a give to Dobbins running right. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the... Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. And oh, he coughed it up.
So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble lost.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Here's Fields.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, wide open, complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Chicago.
Darnell Mooney.
88 yards. And the Bears get a bit closer. Now the point after try for Santos. And the lead is down to 24.
Makes the score Chargers 45, Bears 21. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
Now a throw here to his running back. And some space here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big gain that time for the Chargers. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
Escaping the pressure right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
And that'll be complete to Dobbins.
Touchdown, Chargers.
J.K. Dobbins.
44 yards. And this Chargers offense continues to pour it on. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more.
That's the score. Chargers 52, Bears 21.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is...
And now here's another interception. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Chargers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for L.A. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory.
7-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Out of the gun, Fields. Finds Hines again for the completion. Unable to corral him, he fights through. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play there on the catch and run.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like two excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Fields now to throw. That's complete to Mooney. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And they'll try the jet sweep here. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down and 4. Fields. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. Touchdown! Michael Gallup. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Santos with the extra point, and the lead is down to 24. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Dobbins, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple down inside the 35 to the 34.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They'll run on 1st down. Dobbins, and he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
45 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Here's a give to Dobbins. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1? So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Graham, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this fourth quarter. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Back to throw, Fields. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able to come up with a nice play.
So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And picked up by the Chargers. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee.